Give me a smile. There we go. Happy Wednesday.
This is back to back.
Right.
Back to back.
Yeah. How's that? What's going on? What's going on? SportsBiz podcast. WNHU on the campus of University of New Haven. We got the coach and Rob here with another edition of our no fact-checking show. A couple housekeeping things. If you do watch, I've been asked this before, so these live videos do get saved, but they're also on our YouTube, which is mine, Rob Thompson Live. So subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll have access to some of our other shows. So every single show that we're doing here live on Facebook goes down to there. So share, comment, do all the other things that you do. We're going to keep on bringing you these live shows as much as we can. Top 10 lists as we like to bring them. It's
concert time.
It is concert time. So thanks for joining us. And what's going on?
Sports related first. John Daly, you hear this?
No.
Pulled out of, I think, one of the big PGA events that's coming up. He pulled out because he would not be permitted to use a cart.
So I'm not playing because I have to walk.
So I don't know if there's a physical issue, if it's a health issue, or if it's just John being John.
It's John
but I think
John.
It's fantastic.
It is.
Said that's it. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
No cart, no Daly.
Yeah.
Is it the Open Championship? I don't know.
I know.
I don't know anything about golf.
Yeah.
But I do know that he pulled out because he's not permitted by rule to use a cart.
Yeah. God bless him. I won't play either.
Hey.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to have standards.
Well, you should drive a car around. He's just, well, if I can't have a cart, can I have a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't it? Yeah, just drive a car. Just, if it's like it's one of the cars that they give away. The car that they give.
One car?
The hole-in-one car.
Yeah.
You should drive around the hole-in-one car. Yeah.
Or you can drive the beverage cart.
So he says he has bad knees.
I bet.
Yeah. Right, Tip. Yeah, he definitely has bad knees. He's a lot of something.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
God bless.
My God. God bless him is right.
So he's out.
He's out. Yeah.
Unreal.
I know. Just like John Daly, right? The life that guy has. Right? He doesn't. He's out there smoking cigarettes. Yeah.
Just doing everything.
Doing everything.
But the guy could hit a golf ball.
The guy could hit a golf ball. He was a great personality. Yeah, his liver is a bit heavy too. Yeah, he's got no lungs or a liver.
I read his book, and the best way to sum up his life, I thought, was he wrote in the book, if you go in my closet, I have pants that range in waist size from 34 to 52.
God bless him.
And there you go.
Yeah, right. And half of them are orange, and rockets shooting through them.
Depending on where he is and when it is, either any of those sizes and any in between will fit or not fit.
Right. For a while he was like driving around the country, and in every tournament he wasn't even going into the tournament. He was going to the Hooters, like the local Hooters.
100%. He was like tailgating.
He was tailgating
professionally.
Yeah, in a big bus. Go to Hooters.
What are we doing?
Selling we need to do that.
Right? Oh my God.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. Red Tip. Yeah, 34s all the way to 52s. Yeah.
Can't beat it.
I know. That's freaking hilarious. What else we have? Oh, you know what I watched last night? Was Billy Ball.
Okay.
Billy Bean.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what? I was thinking about you a little bit. I said I could see Chris in that role. I could
see
GM Chris
of the A's.
Yeah, but he would. Well,
yeah,
just as a GM in general. But it was just an interesting story and how because I remember that remember the whole situation, but the behind the scenes was incredible, and how he really believed in it. And I remember that one part where David Justice, they're in a batting cage, and David Justice was like, is this your routine? And David Justice said something like, you're not dealing with the players. He goes, well, you're not used to dealing with a GM that was a player. Because he's a first-round draft choice. He's a first-rounder. He played, I don't know how many years in the league. He played like 6 or 7.
He was one of those guys that just upped and quit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And asked to become a scout.
Yeah.
Which was rare.
Right.
Still rare.
Yeah.
To be an active Major League Baseball player with a job
and
a contract, get up, say, I'm done, I'm retiring, I'm done, I don't want to play anymore, but I want to become an area scout and make 50 grand. Like, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
He really, honestly, as a player, never lived up to his draft status, to where he was chosen. You know, he was a super, super prospect.
Yeah.
Like, he was supposed to be a perennial all-star type of player. Never happened. And I read his book, and I think a lot of it had to do in his mind of the whole mental thing. And the one story he told was, he said he was sitting in the dugout before a game. He was with the Mets. And they were playing the Phillies, and the pitcher was warming up, and it was Steve Carlton, who was one of the best of all time, one of the best lefties of all time, Hall of Famer.
No racist.
So he's sitting in the dugout, and he's freaking out that he's going to face Steve Carlton. He has no confidence that he's going to have good at-bats. He's probably going to strike out 3 times. And he said Lenny Dykstra, if you know anything about baseball and Lenny Dykstra at all, and especially recently, Lenny Dykstra is completely out of his mind.
Yeah.
He said Lenny Dykstra walked up to him and looked at him, looked out onto the field as Carlton was warming up, and goes, "Who's this a-hole?" And Billy Beane said he looked at Lenny Dykstra and was like, "That's Steve Carlton. He's like the best pitcher in baseball." And Dykstra looked at him, looked back at Carlton, and goes, 3 for 3, watch this. Went out there, got 3 hits. And he said that's when he really figured out he didn't have it like
he wasn't
like
at
those
that
guys
level.
have it.
Yeah.
They just, first of all, he didn't even know that Steve Carlton, who he was.
Right.
Second of all, didn't care. So he didn't have that attitude and that, I guess, that self-confidence or lack of awareness that sometimes helps you.
Yeah.
And that kind of led him down the path he eventually, got to and is now. The one thing I love about Billy Beane is he cracked into a sport that is so entrenched in tradition and doing things a one way and a certain way, totally turned it on its face, and everyone was against him.
Yeah.
Everyone in his own organization was against him.
Right.
And he stuck to his guns, because if that fails, he's done. He probably, Oakland really wasn't, and still probably isn't, ownership-wise, all that interested in spending money to win. Yeah. But his job's probably gone, and who knows what he's doing. But instead, what he did was...
He got it.
He nailed it, and basically he's a pioneer. That's what he is. He's a pioneer.
But then his assistant GM at the time...
Yeah.
Was Paul
DePodesta. But in the movie, Paul DePodesta didn't want his name in the movie. So the character of Jonah Hill... They gave him another name for the movie.
It was like Pete.
I think they changed it, yeah.
Paul didn't want anything to do with it. But he's with, I think, the Cleveland Browns now. I think
he's in the football.
NFL,
Yes. Because it started to seep into there. And,
right.
They started that wave, the Theo Epsteins, the guys that didn't necessarily earn their stripes on the hot back fields of baseball fields in Florida and grinded out as players. They earned their stripes in Ivy League classrooms and were good numbers people and could not only understand statistic, dissect it, and find statistical advantages and think about the game in a completely different way. They basically dehumanized it in a lot of ways too.
Right.
Every player just became a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you can't do that with every sport, though.
No, I don't think so either.
You definitely can't.
No.
Only because there's so many games in baseball, and at some point...
It's a very mathematical sport in its nature, just based on the way you record stats.
How much do you use that? Like, how much
analytics?
Analytics.
At our level, not that much, to be honest.
You just don't have enough games, and there's not enough volume of games, or...
Yes and no. It also depends on what you want to do. I think scouting reports, things like that are very obviously popular, but the analytical side, it can be useful. I just don't think at our level you can spend all that time on it.
Yeah.
Players at our level, too, are a little bit more unpredictable, in my mind.
Gotcha.
Just because of talent level.
Gotcha.
I think when you get to the Major League Baseball and even the high levels of the minor leagues,
there's some consistency on performance.
Exactly. So now with us, I think that inconsistency in performance and talent level can kind of skew it.
Yeah.
So, but there's many Major League organizations that now live and die by it.
Right.
So, like I said, Theo Epstein, what did he do? All he did was win a World Series for the Red Sox finally. And
it was 2 years. It was 2 years, kind of after that fact, right after they went through that. So there must have been other teams out there already doing that. If Theo, he didn't come out of He didn't drop out of school and all of a sudden do that.
No.
So he came up through.
Bean was the first one,
right?
That obviously.
Yeah.
But then you know what happens. You have one season, and I'll get back to the movie in a second. But you have one season where something like that works, and a Scott Hatterberg is your first baseman, and he's never played first base, and he's been a career, he's just been an everyday guy,
right?
Or no superstars, and all of a sudden they go on a tear, right? And their payroll is basically zero in actuality.
He hits the dinger to bring that 21.
Correct.
Yeah.
But here's what they left out of the movie, which I think is very important. The Oakland A's arguably had, from top to bottom, a collection of, for sure, 3 of the best young starting pitchers in baseball that were all homegrown, that were all came up at the same time. They all hit at the same time. It was Barry Zito, it was Mark Mulder, and it was Tim Hudson. So you put those guys are 18 to 20 game winners no matter where they play. You put those 3 guys together, and they all just pop. You're going to win games.
Right.
You're going to win games.
So there was some luck in that.
Yeah, and there was development. Those 3 guys were drafted and developed and happened to all come together in one season where they were all major league ready to win big time at the major league level. At the same time, the offense was put together the way he wanted to, and namely the other pieces of the bullpen and things like that. But their rotation was unbelievable. And that had nothing to do with analytics. That was good scouting, good development, and then those guys were,
good timing.
That team was built on their starting pitching, which, it doesn't serve the purpose of the movie, so it's not really in there.
That's right. It wasn't. Yeah.
But that's what drove that team.
I mean, I don't think they even mentioned. I mean, you see Hudson on mound a couple times,
maybe.
But yeah.
Barry Zito got very little mention.
Right.
Mark Mulder. These guys all became perennial All-Star Cy Young guys.
Right. Then he went in and traded. Then he traded everybody.
Well, Billy Bean knows where he's at. Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that false sense of reality. He knows. All right. At some point, I'm going to lose them. So while I still have them in their prime, let me trade them for 4 or 5 pieces I can start this process over. It's kind of frustrating if you think about it, but if you take it on as that being the challenge, and you have to be right. You don't want to give away a Tim Hudson or a Barry Zito in their prime and not get back what you should. And he did pretty well. He did pretty well with all those guys. And they're in that cyclical thing, the A's. They're in that the payroll rarely goes up. And they'll have their years where they're not relevant, but then they'll have 2 or 3 where they definitely are.
They nail it.
And so talk about getting the most out of it. I think he does.
Yeah,
I think he does. And according to the movie, and according to it seems pretty factual, he turned down an awful lot of money from Boston to leave Oakland.
$12.5 million,
highest paid of all time he would have been.
Yeah.
So, I think the movie touched on the family aspect of it and him not wanting to move across country.
His daughter.
And you know what?
Yeah.
We all get to that point.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and that was probably a big part of it. I think at one point he put in a DVD of his daughter singing him a song, and at the end of the song was like, "You're a loser, you're a loser," right? But how much she, their relationship and meant to him.
At the end of the day,
yeah,
it's about what's important to you, and
yeah.
We're both fathers, right?
And what do we just say? Money does not.
No.
Money
doesn't equate to happiness.
No, it
gives you more room for error. It's like having a good fastball,
and it gives you convenience.
Yeah,
it gives you convenience in your life, and other than that, that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It also can create problems.
It creates a lot of problems. It can, it can. But something like that, once you have it, $12.5 million, and even before that, even if you're making $500,000, $400,000, whatever he's going to pay, he's going to be okay, right? Okay. He's got wiggle room.
I would say
he did all right. But that was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was a good movie. But I was thinking of you the whole time. I was like, it's like talking to Solano, listening to this guy.
Yeah, it is like talking to me. I'm filled with a room full of people who think I'm nuts and don't agree with me.
You are Billy Bean.
Welcome to my world.
You are Billy Bean. Yeah, and an appropriate segue over to Little Money for Nothing.
Wow, what a song.
Right?
What a song.
Little Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, and The Chicks Are Free. It's always
Who sings the background to this song?
Was ZZ Top in it?
No. The background vocals that you actually hear right now. And then in the chorus and at the end.
No idea.
Immensely, immensely popular artist. Sting.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, now I can hear
Sting
it.
right here.
Wow.
And then in the chorus, and then at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got it, huh? That's pretty
Sting.
impressive. All right. What do we have? We got a top 10 list. Do I have
We're sticking to summer themes.
We're sticking with summer themes.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
as we bounce around, we go to our usuals. Food, we did with the Ice Cream Man. We did, we obviously jumping through music. We did top 10 songs with the word summer in the title yesterday.
Yeah.
Today, this is an extremely personal list, okay? This is
All right.
my top 10 summer concerts. Now, concerts that I obviously attended and ranked in my top 10. So, or we could just listen to this because this is fantastic too.
Well, I just needed a theme song for our top 10 today.
This band was huge, but is still underrated in my opinion. The plane crash destroyed the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's one of my concerts is tied to the Allmans. I mean to Leonard Skinner. We'll get to that.
Perfect. All right, so this is the top 10 summer concerts. Or just any
my
concert.
experience.
Your experience.
No. This was summer. These all took place over the summer.
Summer. All right.
Because if I had to go through top 10 of all time,
No.
it would have been.
No.
I can easily do it.
Well,
it would just be.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
And then I'm going to preview another list
Yeah.
that is really, and I'm not even. I really want people to send in theirs if possible, and we can discuss because the next list I have is. We'll do it at the end. It's pretty good, and of course. This is my number one song with the word summer in the title.
That's right.
People may say, well, that's an easy one. Well, guess what? Sometimes easy is good.
All right. So we're talking about summer concerts.
Yes.
That Coach has attended.
And I attended anywhere from the age of 12 to last year.
All right.
So,
All right.
So this runs the whole gamut of my life.
All right.
So
let's go.
Now I did 11.
We have 11.
I did 11. I did 11.
Right.
The 11
Right.
didn't this participation award.
Participation award.
Now remember
Yeah.
something. I have there's a certain there's a certain reason each of these is on this list. And it's not just about because it's a good band.
Yeah.
It's not just about it's that personal connection for me.
So I'm sure you got a story for each one of these.
There's also repeat offenders on this list.
Okay.
Okay. So there are basic stories. There's pretty much stories to every one of them.
All right.
Some I can't give you all the details to incriminate myself. Others I can give you all.
Okay.
So we'll start with my participation award honorable mention.
I love it.
Okay. 1993.
Yep.
I remember it was a very hot day. 1993 on Long Island, Jones Beach, Fish.
Wow.
Is that my scene per se? No, but I wanted to go there and see the environment. I wanted to go there and see what has become the Fish legendary concert atmosphere.
What grade were you in?
11th grade, 1993.
Wow.
Wow. It was everything.
Let's set the stage.
Yeah, here you go. Again, not my thing.
All right.
But it was everything that I thought it would be.
First of all,
in terms of what goes on.
First of all, the Jones Beach Live Nation facility.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
And even better now.
I just saw pictures from Jimmy Buffett this year. So I've never been there, nor have I ever seen it, until I saw they built the stage on the water.
Yeah, you're literally in there.
You're in the water.
People will jump off the side into the water at every show.
Craziest.
Yeah.
Unbelievable place. Is that so? Yeah, Jones Beach State Park.
Yes.
So it's a state park. I got you.
Yes. So you do get the expansive parking lot, the tailgate. You do get the Jimmy Buffett parking lot at Jones Beach is, as most of his concerts are, it's another world.
Yeah, legendary. All right. So Fish. That's participation award.
That was again for the atmosphere and for what I wanted to see.
Perfect.
I saw.
Perfect.
Put it to you that way. Was I a huge fan? Am I a huge fan of that genre?
Yeah.
No. So now we'll start the list. Okay, number 10.
All right.
And out of the gate, this might be like throwing cold water or an ice bucket right on your head.
Yeah.
Number 10, Madonna, 2004 at Madison Square Garden indoors.
She was pretty much. Would you say she was in her prime right around then?
4. If you're asking me,
Yeah.
I mean, I think her prime is like 1988.
Oh, God, yeah.
But that's,
Yeah, like a version, the whole thing.
Well, my three favorite songs are essentially from the 80s.
Yeah.
My three favorite Madonna songs. Burning Up, Live to Tell, Get Into the Groove. And those are my three.
Yeah.
But...
What year was this?
04. MSG. Right. She opened with Vogue. And I actually had so it was four of us. And there were, in the row in front of us, there were 3 or 4 guys dressed as a different version of Madonna. And dancing around like freaks. I'm dancing with them. It was fantastic. That experience was fantastic. The show itself was obviously really good.
Yeah.
The stage production as an entertainer, she was very good. I'm a huge Madonna, Lady Gaga fan.
Yeah.
I think Lady Gaga's close to, or not close, but kind of the New Age Madonna version of herself.
Absolutely.
I think Lady Gaga's more talented.
Yes.
Because you can put her in a room with no microphone and no soundboard, no anything, and she'll bring you to tears.
She's incredibly
She can sing
talented.
like there's no tomorrow.
How about playing the piano?
Yeah, unbelievable. But just seeing her live, it was the first time I got to see her live. I remember walking down the street in Manhattan, walking into Madison Square Garden, and it's a Madonna crowd. You could see, and then, like I said, in the rowboat in front of us, there was, I think it was 3 guys, 3 different
of course it was.
males dressed as a different version of Madonna, going nuts. I'm dancing with it. It was a great time. Great time.
Yeah, they went as Cher the week before.
Probably, you're probably right. And God bless.
God bless them.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's number 10.
All right.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Also at Madison Square Garden, 2010, Pearl Jam.
Wow.
Special night because it ended up being, it was the last night of their tour. So they were going to leave it all out there.
Yeah.
And it was the same idea. The crowd was fantastic. They were, and they always are live. I've seen them a couple of times. It was, you knew it was the last night of the tour. They knew it, mentioned it, and they
just crushed it.
They crushed it.
They stay out there later?
Yeah, they did a full... There was I don't even remember who opened it. It was very insignificant. Sorry to whoever it was.
Yeah.
But it was... Oh, Five for Fighting opened up for them. I don't know if anybody remembers them.
Oh, God, yeah.
But it was irrelevant.
Yeah.
It was let's move on here.
Right.
And
come on, boys, wrap it up.
They did a great version of Hunger Strike.
Yeah.
Not with Chris Cornell, but with someone, I forgot who it was. It was fantastic. The set list was great, and again, it was the last night, so they were gonna blow it out, and they did. It was great. That's number 9. Number 8. This is actually a recent one. Another indoor one. 2017, July 2017, Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Iron Maiden, who I'm going to go see next month, as a matter of fact, and looking forward to it.
Of course you are.
Now, here's a little side note about this night. Forget the fact that I'm going to see Iron Maiden. Forget the fact that they're fantastic. Forget the fact that they're rock and roll royalty. All those things. I'm at the concert. I get a text from my very, very pregnant wife who says, "I think it's time." True story.
And what'd you do? Honey, you got to hold it.
I finished out the set. What do you mean? What did I do?
Shelley, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it turns out, I get home I take the things kind of settled, I guess. I take the subway back, get back to West Haven train station finally, drive home, and we do go to the hospital. And we thought it was time, and they sent us home, and then it turned out to be, I think, a couple of days later that it actually was time. So, but just, if anybody gets a chance to see Iron Maiden, the stage production, the show, the talent, undeniable. They should be in the Hall of Fame. That's another show, another topic.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that they're not.
It is.
They still sound fantastic. It's still live rock and roll. No tracks. Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer, can still do it, and they're not young anymore, but the energy is unbelievable. But that makes my top 10 because of, the baby factor.
It's a great story.
Which
Iron Maiden.
Of course, that would happen to me.
Right.
That's number 8.
Yeah.
Number 7. Finally, we're outdoors. Okay. 2005.
Wow.
Back to Jones Beach.
And you remember the dates, too. That's incredible.
2005. Back to Jones Beach. It's a double bill. Tom Petty with the Black Crowes opening up.
Wow.
I'm actually so thankful I went because I never got to see him again.
Wow.
And obviously, Tom Petty is no longer with us, and the Black Crowes are broken up.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I went with a bunch of buddies.
Yeah.
The parking lot
Was great.
shenanigans were in full effect. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
We were young and dumb and all those things.
Yeah.
And I was probably a bigger Black Crowes fan than Tom Petty fan. Me and my 2 buddies.
Did you get converted at that show?
No, I liked them. I always did. I still do. A lot.
Yeah.
But we're huge Black Crowes fans.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, like, are we the only 3 people going nuts right now in this entire arena that's even inside? Like, we went inside.
Yeah.
Because to us, it wasn't the opener. Like, we wanted to see the Crowes.
Right.
And, we had fun in the parking lot, made some new friends. It was a good one.
Nice.
That was a good one.
Nice.
So, some 14, 15 years ago.
Wow.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
So,
Tom Petty.
that was number 7.
Number 7.
Number 6, we're staying outside, okay?
Yeah.
I'll set a stage for you. There's something called the South Bay Music Festival on Long Island. Mm-hmm. My wife and I go to Coney Island on a Saturday, and we just went to walk around the boardwalk, go to Nathan's. My wife went on the roller coaster. Mm-hmm. That's right there, the oldest wooden roller coaster in the world.
Cyclone. Yeah.
Right? Spend the day there. We went to the old bakery that her grandfather, my parents grew up right there, her parents. We saw some sights.
Yeah.
The greater Brooklyn area.
Right.
And we were driving home, and our friends were at this great South Bay Music Festival. And it's on Long Island on the South Shore. It's huge open field, food trucks everywhere. The music acts tend to be pretty cool. Like, you'll get like an Eddie Money.
Yeah.
He'll headline it.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 10 other bands that are local or whatever. So I'm thinking, I totally forgot. Should we go? We're sitting in traffic. Half the day is gone already. We just say, let's go. So we go. Pay the $65 or whatever, and I'm thinking, God, for 4 hours, we're paying $65 a head. I don't even know who's playing.
Right.
Whatever. So we get there. All of a sudden, I start looking around, taking in the atmosphere, and I go, oh yeah, by the way, like, who's
playing?
Like, I don't even know.
Right.
There's some band on that's local that I'm not even. 38 Special was headlining.
Wow.
Okay, so there's my Skinner tie.
Yeah.
There's ties between both bands, obviously, through blood.
Yeah.
Southern rock.
Right.
And I happen to really like 38 Special. Still do.
Yeah.
So just that coming of, there was a bunch of our friends. We were right, like, as far as me to you, to the stage. And they did them all. They belted all the hits out. They were great. They actually were very, very tight, solid, sounded great. But just the memory of my buddies and I still talk about it. Like, it was just, we didn't expect that. Right? Like, we almost didn't pay attention to who was playing. It didn't matter. It was watching people play hacky sack and have food trucks and,
Cold Frosties.
Sun went down, and 38 Special came on, and for about an hour and a half, they crushed it. Fantastic. Yeah. It really was.
Nice.
So that's my number 6, 38 Special.
Yeah. So again, if you just joined us, we're talking about Coach's favorite summer concerts growing up in Long Island.
Yes.
But they're all regional. No, actually, so far you've been right there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they're all. Especially as we get closer to the top, they're staying in basically one venue for the most part. Number 5, so we're halfway.
Number 5, we're halfway through.
5 on up is where it.
Yeah, this is the big stuff.
This may be a shocker. This is 1994, my senior year of high school. Jones Beach again.
Yeah, 1994.
A band called the Cranberries.
Oh God, yeah.
Which
most
great. People do know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dolores O'Riordan, the lead singer, passed away.
Did she really?
2 years ago, I think.
Oh.
Kind of that undisclosed, but probably some type of either accidental OD or alcohol or immensely talented woman.
Great voice. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And like shook me to the core live.
Really?
Only time I saw them live. 94 to 96 was probably the height of their 90
were they
even
British?
98. Scottish. and she was phenomenal. Took over the entire stadium, and I mean, she was just.
There's not a lot of, I hate to say this, female voices that
100%.
mix with good rock and roll.
100% right.
Right?
100% right.
Yeah.
And this was just
she did it.
one of those.
Yeah.
One of those.
Because she has that haunting voice.
Yeah, that scowl.
Yeah.
That she has. Same with like modern day would be like Florence and the Machine.
Florence
if you know
and the
them.
Machine. Oh, absolutely.
You know, there's a couple heavy metal bands actually that are really good, like with female lead singers.
Mm-hmm.
But she was a powerhouse, like a dynamo, and
Sinead O'Connor was she was right in that whole class of that voice.
We talked about this on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah,
right.
Great
blockbuster
song.
hit, right?
Yeah.
Who wrote it?
No, it goes way back. It's a Motown song. It goes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe even Aretha Franklin. Someone way back sang it back in like the 50s and 60s.
You're gonna have to go back to the archives.
Yeah, go back. No fact checking though.
Go back to the archives. Check out who wrote "Nothing Compares to You" by Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah,
you'll be shocked.
I remember. I think I have a version of it somewhere on my.
You'll be shocked.
Yeah, it goes way back.
So that was number 5, the Cranberries.
5. Yeah, all right.
Number 4, you could guess this was probably coming. It's probably there's literally millions of people that this artist would be on their top 10. This is 2014.
Yeah.
Inside in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Was that the first time you've seen him live?
That was the second time. I wish I could tell you I was at Giant Stadium in 1988 for, the Born in the USA tour.
Right.
Because people still talk about how the actual stadium was literally shaking.
Yeah.
This one was just a great group of friends. One of my buddies dressed up like Bruce Springsteen. They played Santa Claus is Coming to Town. My wife went nuts because what he does is, if people don't know, you bring signs with the names of songs on them, and he'll just pick them out.
Yeah.
And there was a little girl holding a Santa Claus Coming to Town sign, and he's like...
In July.
Yeah, and he said, like, we rarely do this one live, but here you go. He pulled it up. They did it. Clarence Clemens' nephew was the sax player in honor of him.
Wow.
And is a member of the E Street Band. But it's 3 hours of just punch you in the face. Tom Morello... This was my favorite part. Guitarist for the E Street Band on that tour.
Yeah.
From Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Here's the thing. Even if you're not a Bruce fan, you have to see them live.
100%.
It's an event. Incredible live.
It's an event.
Right? He's an incredible performer.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like, there's
not too many people like him.
No. And there's a reason he's still...
Storytelling.
The longevity.
Yeah. Just incredible.
The songs themselves, the way he writes, it caters to what's probably, and this is going to sound like it makes sense, it caters to what's probably is a small population, but it's massive.
Yeah.
It's that working blue collar,
right.
These are your struggles, this is the good times,
right.
Life can suck real bad.
The best part about his Netflix special is he talks about that. He goes, well, none of this stuff happened to me. Right. He's like, none of this happened.
Right. Which kind of like...
It kind of took it away a little bit. Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute. You didn't work at the Gas and Sip?
Right.
What are you talking about?
You didn't struggle at some factory?
There is no Rosalita?
No.
Hold on. I mean, that's just...
right. I know. It's like, oh, wait a minute, bros. You're a little bit of a fraud there, but that's all right. Yeah, that's okay.
But he definitely grew up in that area, in that realm. Like, the guy... Listen, being a musician is the most self-starting business you can get into.
And the greatest thing about it was they all grew up about 4 blocks away from each other.
I know, it's crazy,
They all grew up right there.
I know.
All that talent in that one little area.
That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. They're all from there.
That
is
at
least the core of when they started.
But that's why I think the band, it's so identifiable with that crowd, and it's so authentic.
Because they're all from there.
They're from there, right? That's that South Jersey.
Asbury Park, the whole area.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But I do remember him saying that and me going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. There is no... Whatever happened to... You didn't go to Vietnam?
Yeah.
And come home disgruntled?
Right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But that's how believable he is. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's very hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, I believed... Like, you don't think and you forget he sings Born in the USA. I'm like, man, this guy... he's gotten a raw deal. The guy served.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Bruce.
Right.
That didn't happen.
Nothing.
He sings the song, one of my favorite songs by him, about 9/11, The Rising.
Yeah. Yes.
And I feel like he
Powerful.
was there. Like
Yeah.
when he sings it, I feel like he was
Yeah.
there. They did it live. They did it that night, thankfully.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was on the set list.
Yeah.
And everything is authentic about him, to me.
Yes.
But
I
again,
agree.
like, I think every girl he sings about, that all happened.
Yeah.
But then you realize, like, how many lives could this guy lead?
Yeah. Leonard Skinner was from the same neighborhood as well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah. How about Dave Matthews Band, the
Yeah.
core band?
Yes.
They were in a church band together.
Yes.
Right? They all grew up. Their parents were all friends.
I wish I saw Skinner live.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
The original lineup, I mean.
Yeah.
I think they're touring right now with a revamped. But I mean the original.
They are touring now. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they are.
They got to sound exactly the same. Well,
You can't really...
you can't duplicate the voice.
No, that's like macaroni and cheese. What are you going to do with it? Right? I mean,
Right.
and it's good.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
Bruce made my top 4, which rightfully so.
All
It was a later, in terms of his career show.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sure if I was, able to go to that 1988 Giant Stadium Born in the USA tour,
Yeah.
could have been number 1 or 2. I just wasn't there.
Yeah. You're making commercials.
Yeah, I was busy. I had a lot of things going on.
Yeah. You're being a celebrity.
So now we're in the top 3.
All right. We're getting close.
The top 3, okay?
Yeah.
And we have a band that appears twice in my top 3.
All right.
So we'll start at number 3. This is 2003, again at Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just...
I know.
That's what I mean. Like, I listen to Bruce, and I think he was working as a mechanic,
Yeah.
underneath the wheels, as he says.
Right.
I believe it.
Right.
And he went home,
Ah.
and he was frustrated that night. You know what I mean?
Right.
I believe it all.
It was
I believe it
was
all.
his father, his uncle, or the neighbor.
100%.
But it wasn't. It wasn't him. It wasn't
I believe he did it all.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with it. I want to believe he did
All
it.
right. Let's act like we never saw that Netflix
right.
special. All right. Who do you got at number 3?
Number 3, Giant Stadium, 2003. It was a triple bill, but it was 3 popular bands. For an arena tour, you kind of need that most of the time. Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, headlined with Metallica.
Wow.
Now, here's where it comes into a little caveat here. Linkin Park's only stadium tour ever was on this tour. And obviously we lost Chester Bennington, the lead singer, a couple of years ago. Limp Bizkit at the time obviously blew up with that whole rap, heavy metal rap.
Yeah.
I think they called it new metal, NU.
Yeah.
Korn, Limp Bizkit, those bands that were melting both hip hop and heavy metal together for that sound.
Yeah.
And even Linkin Park for that matter too. Like bands were coming on stage with DJs and turntables and also electric guitars and also heavy metal sound. And it was a little bit of its own genre for sure.
Yeah, it was great.
And same thing, it was me, 4 of my buddies. Parking lot was out of control. We were there all day. Giant Stadium.
So you're a huge fan of just live concerts.
All day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
Me too.
There's
Just
something
but-
about going to concerts and
Yeah.
shows to me
Yeah.
that doesn't. I guess first of all, the music is very important to me.
Yeah.
And it's from when I was very
There's
young
emotional
till now.
connection to it, yeah.
And that's the reason I think that music exists.
Yeah.
It's to bring you to another place. It's to
Right.
tap in on something.
Emotional.
And then I think my other part is the appreciation of
Yes.
the performing art.
And celebrating with the people that
Yeah.
all into the same thing.
And here's the thing, like
Yeah.
in the genre of music that I like my wheelhouse,
Yeah.
like heavy metal,
Yeah.
you can't find more passionate people. You can't find more passionate fans.
Country.
Come on.
You can't. All right, I'll let you have your point. I'll let you have your point.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm talking about do or die fans.
Yeah. As a genre in general.
It can't be matched.
Yeah.
Because we're not popular.
And the thing about it is with heavy metal, and this is what I find, tell me if I'm wrong, most heavy metal fans, fanatical fans, are super smart nerds.
In the core.
In the core of them, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think what happens is that music hits you at an age a lot of times when you realize it and you're going through that angst of that teenage life of who am I, my frustration,
Yeah.
And I think just the way the music is constructed brings out that angst, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to be honest. And I think that is what draws you to it.
Yeah. It makes sense.
It's not necessarily the feel good. You know, you had that genre in the 80s
right.
of where every song and every band was
right.
about wearing makeup and talking about banging chicks
and
having a good time. But that's not true heavy metal, really. You know, I hate the word hair metal. I hate it. The term, I should say.
Heavy metal it seemed like it was just for the kids that felt like they were the outcasts.
100%.
It was outcast music.
And here's my voice.
Here's my voice.
And it's loud.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's built on rebellion. The whole genre is built on rebellion, right? All the way back to the 50s.
Yeah.
When somebody first picked up, and Johnny B. Good, songs like that,
right?
Where people started playing electric guitar,
yeah,
and or start with Elvis,
yeah,
doing the hip thrusts,
yeah.
It's all rebellion, right?
Right.
And I think it cultivated in England and those British countries where, like the Black Sabbaths of the world, who are probably the heavy metal pioneers. Black Sabbath, they grew up in a dark factory town in the UK, and that is what that music typifies their whole environment and where they grew up.
Ozzy, Zeppelin, all of those guys. But then if you look at you look at the Rolling Stones, they were all pretty wealthy.
Correct. But they sound wealthy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, they sound wealthy.
Yeah, they're pretty wealthy.
That music sounds like it to me.
Queen.
Right.
They were all engineers, and they came from very, private schools. And
it's polished.
Yeah, they were polished. Yeah.
But you look at the other guys.
They're not.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's who do you identify with?
That's right.
And to be honest with you, there's more people that identify with the not polished than the polished.
Without a doubt.
Right.
And the kids that are polished wish they were not.
Right.
They want to have that little bit of that mystery.
Exactly.
And that's why a lot of times I think females are kind of attracted to that.
100%.
Right?
100%.
A little mystery. You are a mystery man. Now we get it, Shelley.
That's it.
Yeah. You're the edgy mystery man.
People always try to figure out, how'd you do it?
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
You're the edgy mystery man.
I guess so.
Yeah. All right.
So that concert itself, as I said, just the company I was with, like 3 of my best friends, just the parking lot was out of control. I honestly think those days are not with us anymore, where you get to a parking lot at 10 a.m. and it's a
Jimmy Buffett.
Arena. Yeah,
Buffett still does
but it used to be everywhere.
Yeah, it used to be every concert.
And this past summer, Guns N' Roses,
yeah.
We did that a little bit at Giant Stadium when I saw them.
Yep.
It's still not the same. And maybe because I'm older.
Yeah.
I mean, I did see a girl get dragged into the back of a police car as she was kicking a police officer, so that made me actually smile.
Yeah.
Like,
it
still
wonderful.
exists.
Yeah.
It's just not the same, though. It's just not. I think we're just at a different place now, too.
Yeah.
You know what it is, to be honest?
Well, everybody takes an Uber. Everybody takes an Uber.
Well, there's cell phones and there's social media,
yeah.
and there was just none of those distractions.
Right.
Like, this was the distraction.
Yeah.
So now we're at the top 2.
All right, what do you have for 2?
Now, my number 2 is rolled into 3 concerts, but you'll see why.
These are if you're joining us, these are Coach's top 10 with the bonus, with the participation award as well. So we have 11. Top 11 favorite summer concerts ever in your life.
That I've attended.
Okay.
So number 2, there's 3 separate concerts rolled into this. You'll see why. Okay. This was the Lollapalooza Festival. Okay.
Where was it?
One was at Jones Beach, actually, on the island. One was at an airfield base in Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
And one was at Randall's Island in
I
New
forgot
York.
I moved around.
Yeah. So 93, 94, 98 were the ones I wrote down that belong in my 2 as my 2.
All right.
I went to I think I didn't go to all of them, but I went to maybe 2 more. But 93, 4, and 8. 93 was just in terms of the actual lineup was unbelievable of musicians. Was unbelievable. And
are we fact checking?
No, well, what I'm going to do is I want to just make sure I don't forget anyone, but Lollapalooza to me was the first one that really got now these festivals are now coming back to be very popular, where you're going to get 10 acts that are all fairly big, right?
Who's the headliner?
Of Lollapalooza in '93. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm going with this. But when you think about the lineup for '93, you have, again, I'm in 11th grade. This is prime. You know, this
prime.
Yeah, this is prime. Yikes. So, I'm at an Air Force base in Waterloo, Pennsylvania. That's where this thing was. Okay? Couple girls, couple guys, friends, whatever.
Hair everywhere.
Oh, everything everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and again, this scene is not just, it's 2 stages, right? So there's the main stage, the side stage. There's booths that you can buy some homemade nonsense that people, made. You can,
homemade nonsense.
Yeah, like the whole.
What are you making?
And it's
That's
great.
homemade nonsense.
Yeah, it's great. Like it's a whole thing.
Right.
Right. It's a whole thing.
Right.
So you got, and like I said, I just wanted to get this right. So the bottom name on the main stage. This is the bottom. So this means the lesser known, smallest act on the main stage was Tool.
Wow.
Which is one of the best bands on the planet, in my opinion. Second from the bottom, Rage Against the Machine. So remember, this is '93. So they're young. They're young, and I remember saying, "Oh well, the first main stage band's going on. Let me check this out." And I just remember my jaw dropping, and I don't think I moved for 45 minutes. And I just stared and went, "What the hell is this?" Then they clear the stage. Next act comes out, and I remember not facing the stage. And then all of a sudden, snap-necking when they started playing, and I was like,
snap-necking.
What the hell is this? It was Rage Against the Machine.
Wow.
And then you just go from there. It was Fishbone. I don't know if you know them.
Yep.
They're a funk band,
Yep.
kind of metal funk band.
Yep.
Fantastic. Arrested Development.
Wow.
See, that was great about Lollapalooza was you would get that melting pot, right?
Yeah.
So they come out, and they're dancing around and doing just this. It was a whole spectacle, and I was like, wow. Arrested Development, this is... Front 242 came on after them, which was an indie industrial band. Dinosaur Jr. after them, which was another alternative metal band. Then we're getting towards Dusk, and Alice in Chains comes on, and this is when they were locked in, and I was like, wow, this is what I'm talking about. Sun goes down, it's completely dark, and this is a band I love. And they're pretty eccentric, but I love them. They headlined Primus. I don't know if you ever heard of Primus.
No.
They played, and it was entirely dark. By then, you've been there for, 11, 12 hours, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. That one, for my money, is probably top to bottom the best lineup. Mm-hmm. You had one where you had Pearl Jam, Soundgarden.
Yeah.
And I think that from a popularity standpoint, those were became bigger acts.
Yeah,
but
that
hit. One for me,
yeah, that was magical.
Tool and Rage Against the Machine as the two basically openers was you're not going to beat.
You're
that.
good there.
The next year, which is what I mentioned, also '94, very top heavy in my opinion. The bottom band was Green Day.
Wow.
Tribe Called Quest, which from a hip-hop perspective is one of the best. They're one of the best by far. George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars.
Oh my gosh.
Which was awesome.
George Clinton.
Yep. The Breeders, who I love, all female act. And then you got to the top two, and it was the Beastie Boys, followed by the Smashing Pumpkins, who closed it out.
Wow.
Which I thought was good.
Wow.
Not as good as, but the lineup the year before was pretty good, I thought. And then lastly... Wow, you're doing it right now, huh? You are doing it. Then we got to 96. Sorry, not 98, it was 96. Mm-hmm. This one as well was... This one and the 90... This one and the 93 were neck and neck for me. And I'll just go through the acts. There was a lot more acts at this one. This was Randall's Island.
Just that place alone
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Just that place alone.
Unreal.
Where do you drive? You don't drive out, right? You got to take the...
No, we drove.
You drove
I
out?
remember driving, yeah. They had big parking fields, and then you had to walk.
Yeah. Then if you're going to go into Manhattan, you jump on that.
Then yes. But
that Skyline thing.
I was just trying to even just survive the day and go home.
Right.
Like, it was... And what did it was there was a mystery act. No one knew who it was. I'll get to it. First and foremost, you got the Ramones, who...
Game stopper.
Is fantastic. Rancid, a bunch of other smaller acts. Sponge, who I like. The Melvins, who I really like. The Shaolin Monks did a performance.
Wow.
But the top two headlining acts, Soundgarden, which is right in my wheelhouse, and Metallica headlined it.
And did you know Metallica was going to be?
Yeah, so the mystery act, right after the Shaolin Monks, you knew it was going to be, it was a mystery act, you just didn't know who it was. Wu-Tang Clan.
Wow.
At Randall's Island, in that locale, the place went berserk.
Wow.
Yeah. And...
They just rolled out.
And the place went berserk.
They just rolled out.
And then you got Soundgarden, and then you got Metallica, and then Chris goes home just barely trying to survive and makes it home. So my Lollapalooza experience has a lot to do with the lineups of each one, but again, it was who I was with and the overall atmosphere of those festivals.
Yeah.
But the one in Waterloo, PA, on the airfield, was probably my favorite one. Probably just because of where I was in life and the whole day, and because my parents just never really asked any questions about anything, and I could just get into a car and just go to Waterloo, Pennsylvania. And
see you later, Chris.
I'll be home whenever. And
right.
That's just how it was.
Bring a jacket.
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Bring a jacket.
Yeah. Are they going to have food there? Right. Are you going to be okay? Like,
bring a jacket.
They're going to have a lot of things there, man. Don't worry about it. That's kind of what it was. So it brings me to number one.
Number one.
This tour, well, as we bring the Wu-Tang up, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Great documentary right now on Showtime about the Wu-Tang Clan from the days of when they formed the band all the way up through the top with their turmoil, with everything. Great. I think it's like 3-4 parts.
Netflix?
It's on Showtime.
Showtime.
Very good. Very good. I watched it about 2 weeks ago. It was fantastic. So now I'm going to bring you back to 1992.
All right.
Okay? 1992, I'm in 10th grade. 9th grade. I'm in 9th grade, sorry. 9th grade. Hair down to wherever. Totally just engrossed in music, heavy metal, the whole thing, right? Giant Stadium, once again.
It all comes back to Giant Stadium.
Giant Stadium once again. And I somehow get tickets. Me, one of my best friends, some other kid we barely know, but we got his older sister, who was way older than us, and her boyfriend at the time to somehow drive us out to this thing. And again, parents asking no questions. Like, I'm just going.
Bring a jacket.
Complete strangers to.
Bring a jacket.
Complete strangers to Giant Stadium.
Right, do they have food at Giant
whatever.
Stadium? Right.
Yeah. As you queue up, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, huge tour. Faith No More, who I really like to this day, opened up. But it was also a tour in which, on certain dates, the opening act was Andrew Dice Clay.
Come on.
Yeah.
By the way, he was incredible back in his day. We talked about him, but so they would come out. He would come out.
Andrew Dice Clay would come out, do his set.
Yeah. And then Metallica would roll
Guns
out.
Guns N' Roses. No. Metallica always went first, then then GNR. Guns N' Roses had that ego thing where they had to close every night.
Yeah.
Worst thing they ever could have done.
Yeah.
The tour didn't go well at all.
What, because everybody left after
Metallica destroyed.
Yeah.
And Guns N' Roses I remember at Giant Stadium, it took them they didn't get on stage till like 11 o'clock. It was when they were doing that stuff.
Yeah, so everybody's like...
Axl Rose was leaving shows early, like if somebody pissed him off. There was a very bad riot in Canada at one of the shows on this tour because he left after 2 songs. Somebody threw something at him and he bounced. And they came out 2 hours late. They came out about 2 hours late for us. And that's a long day in the hot sun, and
you're
everyone's dying. And then Metallica goes through a set and everyone's amped up.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting for 2 hours, and then
everybody's drinking.
Yeah. But I guess that was part of it too. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That one was my buddy got lost.
Oh,
we
God.
lost him. No cell phones.
Oh,
we
God.
somehow found him in the parking lot.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And yeah, the two bands, obviously, Guns N' Roses and Metallica did not get along on this tour, and they basically, Metallica destroyed every night. That's when they were a juggernaut at that point. And GNR always had their internal issues, and I guess it kind of spilled out into it. But at the time, there was no two bigger bands in the world, and they toured together.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
yeah,
that was my number one. Still is. I mean, that's the one I go to.
Another top 10 down. Another top 10 down.
I mean, no, that one's. I do some soul searching for that one.
Well, I'm glad you're still alive to talk about it.
Barely.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Yeah.
I've got a new list that I want to do.
All right.
Forget 10.
Yeah.
We're going top 25 on this list.
Wow.
And you'll see why.
All right.
Okay, you'll see why. I really want people to get involved in this. I really want people to make their own. Tweet them at me. Tweet them at Rob. Send them in. However you can get them to us. Okay?
Yeah.
Summer movie blockbusters.
Summer movie blockbusters.
Because I remember.
Top 25.
And I'm sure you remember. Okay?
Yeah.
Summertime is when the big ones would come out.
Yes.
For a long time, it was summertime.
Yeah.
It made sense. Kids were out of school, and people, probably had some more free time.
Yeah.
But I always remember summer as being the time, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? I just always remember the summer blockbusters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go through a quick list for you.
All right.
Quick. Of just some titles that came out and are considered summer blockbusters. By summer, I went from basically June to August.
Yeah.
We'll call that summer, okay?
Yeah.
Here we go. Jaws.
Yeah.
E.T.
Huge.
Animal House.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. Vacation. Die Hard. Men in Black. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Bull Durham. Had to put that on. It's baseball. That's
Yeah.
what, Back to the Future. Harry Potter, the original first one. Terminator 2. The original Batman. Saving Private Ryan. Risky Business. Apollo 13. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ghostbusters. Airplane. Empire Strikes Back. Alien. Iron Man. Star Wars. Finding Nemo. And Batman the Dark Knight.
Wow.
Now, that's no order. But those are 25 movies that came out
in the summertime that were
summer
huge.
blockbusters.
Love it.
If you look at this list, I don't know how I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do it.
You figure it out.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Put it together. So
listen, if you want to get involved, people.
Yeah.
If you want to get involved.
Yeah. Give it to us.
Give us a list.
Yeah.
Give us a list of yours. Doesn't have to be the ones I mentioned.
I agree.
But here's the parameters.
Yeah.
June 1st till August 31st.
Yeah.
Don't give me a movie that came out on September 1st.
Yeah.
Don't give me a movie that came out in May.
Summertime.
I don't want to hear it.
Summertime blockbusters.
It's a really good list.
Jay Bird, I do remember this. Scotty, I remember this concert we went to in 1985.
Uh-oh, let's hear this.
Yeah.
Let's hear this.
Fat Boys, Grandmaster Flash. What was the name of that? That was unbelievable. I got to scroll back a little bit. The Fresh, what was it? The Fresh Fest? Holy cow.
Who was on it?
Run DMC, Houdini, Fat Boys, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5. Yeah. We literally, yeah. I remember that. Oh my God, that was way back. Anyways, yeah, this was fun. Good one. So yeah, so top 25. Give it to us. Give us your thoughts on those. And the next time around, we'll have to give you some type of date, I guess. Who knows? But Chris, this was fun.
Always is, right?
It's fun.
I think we can give a date. I think we can.
2 weeks?
Listen, I can have my list compiled in 2 hours.
You
That's
could.
not the
I
problem.
know it. I know.
But,
Hey, listen, great show. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. SportsBiz Podcast with a little bit of music, a little bit of everything else that we like, we enjoy. All you guys who are watching right now, get back to work, you slackers.
Keep grinding it out.
Right? And keep rambling on.
It's good every time. It's good every time.
Good show. Thanks, Jay Bird.